and
Why is this? Oh, there we
there you go. I
go.
see you now.
I had my knitting notes pulled up, and that's why it wouldn't
Okay,
show.
okay. And I'm trying to, so how will so will you see the folks on the side?
So we won't see anyone. We will once they start chatting, it'll start
Okay,
coming up, and we can read
okay.
the chat that way.
All right. Okay.
So yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm excited
Good.
to be doing this morning.
I
This
know,
is
me too.
this
I
is a
said-
little early for me, but it actually worked out because I had a meeting. I can't remember if I've told you or not, but my daughter has dyslexia, and
no.
so we are setting her up on a special program at her
Okay.
online school, and so we had a big meeting about that at 8:30 this morning.
Oh, wow. I know that was probably a lot.
That was
See,
hard.
I'm an early riser. However, I
Are
work
you
late. I work nights. So,
really?
yeah. So now, and my schedule will flip flop occasionally, and I'll go in
Mhm.
the morning. But yes, I typically go in the afternoon. So I'm going in like at 2 o'clock, and I'm sometimes there till midnight, 1 o'clock. It just depends.
Yeah.
So on a good night, I try to leave by like 10:30.
Oh.
So that's nice. But yes.
Hi, Claudia.
Hi,
How are
Claudia.
you?
So yeah, so it's kind of it just depends. But I worked last night. I'm actually off today, but after this,
No.
I'm flying to Chicago
Oh, you're
for
going to
work.
where my son lives. Fun, fun,
Yeah, I have
fun.
a little workshop meeting for some stuff that we're rolling out. So I'm headed to Chicago for a few days. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice,
yeah. So,
nice.
and I'm casting on my test knit. Woo!
Oh, are you? Yay!
Yes.
Yay, yay, yay.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
And
excited.
I realized because initially I was just going to use a different fingering weight. And then I was going through my stash and I'm like, I have that yarn. So, yeah, of course, it's
Perfect.
in purple.
Yeah, of course. Of
Yes.
course.
So, this is, I think, Goddess is the colorway of this. Yeah, Goddess is the colorway.
Ooh,
So, but
I
I
like that.
love that red, but I think you'd said they no longer make that color.
Yeah, they don't.
So, yeah, and
I
they may
don't
not
think
even
they're
make this
doing
color
their
because I've had this. I think I got this before I left Florida.
real. Oh, yeah, that's been
Yeah,
a while.
yeah.
That's
So
been
it's been in
a
my
while.
stash a while. So
That
which one did you cast on?
okay, so well, yesterday I cast this one on and I was like, I'm just going to get it started so that when we're doing the
Yep.
live, it'll be easier. And then I just
Right.
kept going and going and going. And I was like, well, that's not really a cast on anymore. So this is the Stockholm Slipover by Petite
Okay.
Knit. And then this one I decided to do the weekend slipover.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to be good and actually cast on
Yeah.
for the
I
party.
want to do Stockholm, but I also want to do the Moonset Slipover by Ozetta.
Oh, I
And
haven't seen
it's a really cute one.
is
And
it?
then, but yeah, I haven't. There's one also. I'm trying to think if I wrote it down. I think it's called the Awasta Slipover, maybe by the Knit Program.
Oh,
She's got a couple of really neat ones too. So,
uh,
um,
Claudia's casting on the Emsworth. These are all I'm gonna have to check
yes.
all these out. I'm
And
so
I,
basic with my
Claudia,
patterns.
I started the Emsworth Claudia because I realized Claudia told me she had the same. So I actually this morning started it, and I think I am off a stitch. So we'll
Oh,
see. I
no.
think I'm off by one, but obviously I haven't gotten much of a start. But yeah. So what yarn are you using, Claudia? I'm curious. I'm using what it called for in the pattern, which is what do I do with mine?
Do you have a
Oh, but
printout of the Emsworth by any chance? A
do
pic?
I have a photo?
Yeah.
Let's
Don't go anywhere if you have to, but I just didn't you looked like you had everything right there.
yeah. I don't have one right here.
You don't.
So,
I'll
but
have to
I'm using it's like an lace. It's a sport weight like an lace for that Emsworth. And
okay.
it's a lace pattern, but it's almost like it's checked, like a checker type
Oh,
board just in the front.
cool.
It's very cute, very, very cute. But I did get the called for yarn, and it's a little rustic.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like you. I'm not super sensitive,
Yeah.
but up around my neck, I might it just may not be great. So we'll
Yeah.
see. I'm hoping for the best. So
Yeah. Is it something that you can wear like a button up, a
yeah,
collared shirt
yeah.
under it?
And that's probably what I'll do it with. Even for
Yeah.
work, I'll probably wear like a white button up under it
Yeah. Yeah.
or something of that nature. So it should be fine. But I did my swatch and I blocked it and it softened up a little bit. So I'm hoping that
Oh,
it's going to
good.
soften up in time and then I'll
Yeah.
be fine. It won't be
Yeah.
a matter, it
It's
won't be
a
a problem at all.
gorgeous color.
So yeah, I love this
That
color.
with
I have
denim.
gotten into this color.
Yeah.
This is not normal for me, but for
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever reason, I am loving this color yarn.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I see that looks like there's others on. So tell us
Yeah.
what you are knitting,
Deep
folks.
stash merino. Need to use. Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly why I'm
I
using this
know, I know.
Claudia. Yeah.
Well, that's why I pulled this out because,
Uh,
and I was going to use stash anyways, but I was like,
yeah.
wait a second, let me go look. And
Yeah.
of course, because I do have so much stash, I have stash everywhere in the
Do
house.
you?
Yes. So I've got a basement full of stash. I have an office. So
Oh
both
my
my husband
goodness.
and I have separate offices, and I have the true office in the house.
Uh,
He uses one of the spare bedrooms as an office, and so that my office is full of yarn. And so he was like, "You cannot put anything in my office." So I'm like,
my
"Okay," but
space.
yes. So I have stuff up in the loft and in the basement. So I'm definitely trying to use
Yeah.
stash because
Yeah.
yeah, I have really no business buying any yarn, but I just fall in love when I see it. So
I know, I know. Well, my problem is back when I was buying a lot of stash, I was buying sweater quantities.
right.
And now that I'm into the vests, I'm like, I don't want to break up a sweater quantity for a
Yeah.
vest. So now I'm buying new yarn. But
For
this
those
was like,
vests.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I was like, I may have a
Well, and I
little bit
guess you
left
could probably
over
make
with this
two
one,
different
but
vests with the
I'm
sweater
sorry.
quantities. You could make two different vests with the sweater
Yes. Yes.
quantity.
Yeah, I have thought about
But
that because I'm just currently obsessed with vests.
yeah, yeah. They're just such a great staple to
Yeah,
have. You can wear them with anything. You can put them with a skirt. You can put them with pants. You can put them over a dress. So they just are such a great staple.
yeah,
And it's just the rage this season. So I'm like, this is great for me. So
yeah,
and all weights. You can have finger
exactly.
weight. You can have bulky, super bulky. So yeah, there's just just such an array of what you can do.
Yeah,
So I'm loving that. But
yeah.
but yeah, I can't wait to get into the R&R.
The R&R.
Mm.
Well, what is everybody that's with us today? Hello to everyone, by the way.
Yes, hello,
What
hello.
is everyone casting on? What are you going to be making for this fun make
Yes,
along?
festival.
Yeah,
So make sure that you're sharing over on Instagram so we can see them when you guys get stuff cast on. And then again, I will definitely be doing some prizes.
me too.
So make sure that you are posting over there. And I haven't actually put the Ravelry thread together, but I will do that today before I leave. So if
Uh,
they want to do it over on Ravelry, they can as well.
Oh,
And then
cool.
I'll just pull from both. So I'll pull from both,
Okay.
and we'll do some stuff throughout. So that way, I'll do some like patterns, some pattern prizes, and then
Okay.
we'll have a big prize at the end. So
Fun, fun, fun. That
yeah,
sounds great. Well, I do know this morning when I was on Instagram doing the little shout out for this cast on party,
uh-huh.
I went to use the tag Vestival, and it was like a generic tag. So we'll need to use Vestival Mal and
Okay,
as our tag on Instagram.
okay, because I have put one in there as Festival 2023 Cal.
Okay,
I
you want to do
have,
that?
and yeah, and I have like there's a picture of the sweater that I was the vest that I'm knitting, which is the See My Vest is what this one is, and it's a
Oh,
bulky vest. Let's see if I can get this. It's by Maker Maker. Yeah.
nice.
So I really like this one, and it's an easy knit. So I want to just quickly knit it up to see how I did with the vest because I had knit vests before. But that one is over there, but we can do the 2023 Mal. That works too. So either one. So
Okay, okay. Janet's
um,
making the Friday slipover. I
nice.
I may very well be making that. I just can't decide if I want the V-neck or the crew neck, but I do
Yeah.
love that broken rib texture. Um,
Yes.
I tend to be very plain and boring and do a lot of stockinette just because I prefer the look of it, but I
Yeah.
do like that broken rib texture. That looks like it'd be
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm actually doing the is it the Seasons cardigan? And
I
that's
Yeah,
rib. Yeah, I think that's broken rib too. So
I
I just
have had
started
that.
that one, and it's so nice and soft.
Squishy, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I think that that vest would be great. Is the slip over, is it uh are you using a mohair? Is that a mohair
I
with the slip over?
try really hard not to use mohair just being in the desert. We
Well, yeah.
really don't get cold enough.
Yep.
So I'm always, especially with petite knit, I'm always having to find a yarn
In order.
alternative that
Yeah.
doesn't because 90% of her patterns have mohair.
Yes, they do.
Um,
They
yeah,
do. So, and I'll tell you, until I knit, um, it was your pattern.
the
I-
ascot, the
Yes,
mohair ascot, yeah,
that's the first
yeah,
that I used that because I've never put two yarns together. I
yeah,
just, for me, it was kind of like, okay, this is strange. I don't know if I can do this. And so I did finally do it with the ascot. So, and I really, really enjoyed it. And of
I do.
course, for me, I can use mohair
Lucky.
because where I
Yeah.
am. Yeah. So I will tell you that was one of my biggest I guess excitements when I moved from Florida to Colorado because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness, I can knit all the sweaters and I can knit all the things that
Uh-huh.
there I was trying to find alternative yarns.
Yeah.
And I think probably back then too, the cottons and the cotton blends weren't as popular. I mean, they probably were for people that were knitting there, but
Yeah.
I also didn't have a knit shop near me. There was
Yeah.
nothing by where I was.
Yeah.
So I would either have to, drive up north like an hour and a half, or I think maybe there was something in the Lauderdale area, but it was like a very small shop and they didn't have a big selection. So I was kind of limited to big box anything for
Mhm.
yarn.
Yeah.
And at that time, really, because I was still
Yay! Hi.
new, didn't yeah, we got Carla on.
Yeah, if
Oh,
I
she's just sitting the
get the
R&R. Great.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
So I probably didn't start really doing a lot of cotton knitting till I came here. But
Isn't that funny?
yes. But now, like I said, I'm trying to get into the mohairs and the
Yeah,
doubling up of yarns because
yeah.
it's more exciting. So,
It really is, and I love the look of it. It's
yep,
just a beautiful, elegant look.
yep,
I am doing my current cardigan. I am using it's a wool and cotton yarn, and then
yeah,
I'm doing the mohair with it. So I'm hoping because the yarn itself is 50-50
yep,
that it'll have enough cotton in it to where I will not die in the cardigan.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, do you have, because I mean, obviously, even in weather, you can get really cold in the winter. So, I mean, do you guys wake up to 30s and 40s or no?
Well, normally not. I mean, we have a very short window of time where we get
Yeah,
down low, and understand also that when I wake up, it's generally 10 o'clock,
yeah,
and I don't
yeah.
get my day going until 12. So it's already warmed up by the
Yeah.
time I'm up and at it.
Yep. No
Uh,
worries. Yeah, that's great that you can do that.
it is. It is. I'm
Yes.
definitely fortunate in that respect, but I feel like I'm one of those. I paid the price. I've
Yeah. Mhm.
I've done all those early mornings and all of
Yes.
that.
Yep. I've always been an early riser. So it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I typically am going to get up early.
Really?
And part of that was because when I first started working in the airline industry, I worked early mornings. I had to be at work at 4:30 in the morning. And I
Oh
did
my
that because my kids were younger and I wanted to be home in the afternoons with them.
yeah. Yeah.
So I would go into, and it was definitely a sacrifice because it's like, oh my goodness, this hour should be illegal.
Exactly. Those are my thoughts exactly.
Yes. But I did it for so long that I think my body clock is just kind of set that way.
Yeah.
And so I just typically get up early. And I tell people at work, because they're like, why are you up so early? I'll respond to an email or something. And I'm like, because I'm up. This is my body clock set.
Not a problem, Carla. We're going to be
Yeah.
here for a bit. I am working on the weekend slipover by Petite Knit, and I'm doing the V-neck
Yes.
version. I don't think I said that earlier. And what are you working on,
And
Lisa?
I've got right now, I've got See My Vest by Maker Maker on the needles, but I'm also working on a test knit by Christy. And this is her R&R slipover. So, or just, is it vest slipover? Did you call it a slipover?
Well, initially I was going to be calling it a tank, but I decided to go vest
That's right.
tank because it can be worn either way.
Yes. So I will be using it as a vest. And then I also have the Imsworth on the needles that I just cast on this morning. So yeah, and this is, I think we're starting out with the right shoulder, I
I was
believe.
wondering how
Claudia can
that
correct
was.
me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's the right shoulder. And I'm going to tell you because even with the construction of this vest,
Uh-huh.
I was so confused in the beginning. I'm like, okay, what's this going to do? How's this going to come
Yeah.
together? But
From the
well, we're
Netherlands. Oh my
excited to have
goodness.
you from the
That is
Netherlands.
awesome.
Yay!
Us over
So
here
yeah,
in little
so
old
but then I
US.
realized after I read through it, and of course they always say read through the full pattern before you start it.
Of course. Of
And I'm
course.
always antsy to just get started. So, but then it started making sense. So I think now as I start to knit more
Yeah.
vests, they'll
Yeah.
start to make sense. And I'm really curious to see with yours on the test knit because I've never done anything bottom up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be curious to see how that works out.
Claudia said, yes, it is the
Yes.
right
Yes.
shoulder.
Okay. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
bottom up, most people prefer top down,
Yeah.
but because of the four triangles on this one, the straps being four
Hmm.
triangles, it just gets really from Costa Rica. Oh,
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Oh my goodness, we've just got people
I
from all
know, that's fantastic.
over.
Love
Because
it. Mm.
four triangles can get kind of fiddly doing top down.
Okay.
I decided to do bottom up, but I specifically wrote it such that the reason most people prefer top down is you can try it on as you go.
Right.
You can still try this on. Just put it on barber
Okay.
cords or, extend your knitting needles or whatever. Try it on, measure, how long the strap is, because I give detailed
Right.
information on that. And then just see, does that give you the side length that you want? Do you want more
Right.
or
Right.
less or whatever? So you can
Okay.
still try it on as you go.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I'm excited to do it just because I haven't done bottom up construction. So
Yeah.
it's going to be good for me to try it and just see how that works out because I've always done top down. So
Yeah.
not really. It's kind of like with socks. I always do a cuff down. I don't do a lot of
Uh-huh.
toe up, but
Yeah.
I've done some toe up, and it's just a matter of for me it was
Preference.
different construction. It
Yeah.
wasn't a well I preferred one over the other because I
Mhm.
really didn't have anything to compare it to. So I
Yeah.
think it just depends on the pattern. I would do both. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let me ask you, because you've done a lot of the petite knit. Is a lot of the petite knit top down or is it bottom up?
Top down.
Top
Yeah.
down.
Now I do think she has some of her like textured sweaters.
Uh huh.
Those, you know what? Maybe those are top down as well. All the ones that I have done have been top down.
Top down. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Yep.
you
And I will
definitely.
say the one positive about doing bottom up is the your cast on edge is a lot stretchier than generally a bind off. Even doing like
Okay.
Italian bind off, if you're
Oh,
doing a German
wow. Okay.
cast on,
Yeah.
it's so much stretchier, which is nice around the hip
Yeah.
area.
Yep. No, for sure. For sure. So, and I was looking at that. So it's you're casting on for this, and then there's the center, and you continue to cast on. Is that right? Did I read that correctly? For
It's
the
the side
R?
marker. Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Belgium.
Oh,
Thank you.
wow.
Yes, Chris, you do. Hi, Chris. How are you? I knew you were out of the States. I didn't realize you were Belgium. That's
I know,
crazy.
that's fantastic. We got
Yeah,
a lot
Chris
of
has
photos
been
on.
one of my testers from the beginning.
Okay, well, good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm excited to get started on this one because I think it's just going to be really fun and
Good.
I'll get a lot of wear out of it. So,
Yeah.
and I love the little bit of texture that you have on the
Yeah.
shoulder straps.
Yeah.
That just makes it so neat. So,
Thank you. Well, I was trying to combat I didn't want to do an applied trim to it, but I
okay.
didn't want it to roll. So if
Right,
you know,
right.
and that is
Yeah.
one thing I have seen with some patterns, they do an applied I cord
Yep.
and the material still rolls. That's not enough
Okay.
to keep it laying
Yeah,
flat.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, adding
No,
that
it
texture
does
to
make it nice when it lays flat.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
good that you were able to think of that and that helps. So,
It does, and the
so
red one
tell me, Christy, how long have you been knitting?
oh my goodness, okay, I have sewn my entire life, and we were moving so much that at one point, um, I said, carrying my machines we were moving, like, every 6 months at the
Okay.
time, and so carrying my machines everywhere we were going was becoming a pain, and so I picked up knitting then, and I was trying to think, I can't remember the year, but I'm thinking it's probably been about 7 years now that I've been
Okay.
knitting. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I attempted it when I was younger, and looking back on it now, I know what I was doing wrong. I was twisting my stitches on the needle, and I
Oh,
couldn't get
okay.
my needles through the stitches because they were yeah. So I
Wow.
got
Okay.
frustrated with it, but so I picked up crochet. I'm just not a huge fan of the way crochet looks. Now,
Yeah.
there are certain things that I'm like, "Oh, I wish I could crochet.
Yep. Yep.
I want this, that, or the other," you
I'm
know?
the same way with the crochet.
Yeah, but for the most part, I just prefer the look of stockinette. Like I said, I'm
Yeah.
so boring. I
Yep.
love my stockinette.
No, and I like stockinette. I know a lot of people say that, it's just stockinette, and so I had to jump onto something different. That part doesn't bother me either, and I do
Yeah.
like the look of stockinette, but I
Uh-huh.
also, for whatever reason, and I think because it's just everywhere, I love patterns.
Yeah.
So I'm liking the texture, and the color work is something that I also want to get into. So I'm actually going to look for some color work vests. So if anyone that's on here has a suggestion for an easy color work vest, I would like to do a color work vest.
That
So I'm
would be
thinking like
fun.
maybe for the holidays, do a color
Yeah.
work vest. But I'm kind of the same way. It's just like I'm pretty, basic, plain Jane. I'm not looking for anything super fancy. I
Uh-huh.
guess for me, it's the classic look. And
Yeah. Yep.
as I've gotten older, it's like I really like the classic look, just a wool pair of pants with a nice sweater. And
Uh-huh.
so I'm totally good with that. And I
Yeah.
see other people wearing something and I'm like, wow, that looks so great. But then I'm like, I can never pull that color off. I can never pull that texture off. Not me.
Yeah.
So I end up not doing it. But
Yeah.
yes, so and like for me, my grandmother and her sister were big time crocheters. So
Ah.
I have an Afghan that they crocheted for me
Uh-huh.
that I've carried with me over,
Oh.
forever. And occasionally I will put it on my bed, but typically it's kind of an heirloom piece for me. But she knitted one for or crocheted one for my sisters. So we all have one.
Oh, that's
And so
awesome.
it's yeah, but they were big time into crocheting. And I
Yeah.
don't know because I've kind of talked to my mom about it. My mom was a big sewer. So she
Oh, okay.
yeah. So she used to make our clothes,
Mm.
Christy, and of course, there was a time, obviously, when you're growing up, you're like, well, do you have to make it? Can't we just go buy something? So, but she made all of our clothing and we all matched. So it was like
Oh,
we all had matching outfits. If she made one a sailor suit, we all had sailor suits. But
that's
I don't remember my mom ever really doing any of the knitting or crocheting, but she's very creative. So she's a big time baker, always did the sewing, and none of us really picked that up. I think I did attempt the sewing, did not go well. Did not go well. My daughter can tell you pants legs different lengths. But I did try. I tried.
hey, you gave it an honest try.
Yes, I did. So, and then I think it was right before we moved to Florida.
Mhm.
I needed just something to do. And so I picked up knitting.
Yeah.
And I kind of it was more self-taught than anything else.
Me too.
But I kept adding these extras. I kept having extra stitches, which is how I named my YouTube channel, the Yo Yarn Girl, because I kept doing yarn overs. You were saying you remember, you realized what you were doing wrong. I
Yeah.
kept adding yarn overs. So I finally went to a local knit shop there in Indy, Indiana, and she said, "Well, why are you adding yarn overs? The pattern doesn't call for a yarn over." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't know I was adding anything addition to that's where the extra stitches are coming in." And of course, me, I was like, "Okay, I'll just knit it together and continue going."
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
like, "Your patterns eventually are not going to come out right. So you can do that on some things, but it's not going to probably work for everything." So, but that's kind of, so that was probably 2000, end of 2012, 2013 was when I picked it up. And then, of course, beyond that, then YouTube became really big with lots of videos and instructional stuff. And she had, the owner of that shop had put me onto Very Pink Knits. So
Yes.
she said she
Yes.
has tons of instructional videos. Just
Mhm.
go watch her, Lisa. You're going to do fine. Just
Yeah.
practice. So that's kind of what I did. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Very Pink Knits was definitely a huge part of
yeah,
um,
yeah.
my learning the craft and everything. So
Okay.
yeah.
So now, are you going to do any bags for the holidays? Are you going to put anything in the shop bag
No,
wise, or don't
I've
have time?
just between my job and which I have cut way back on,
Yeah.
fortunately. But yeah, I'm so into the knitting right now.
Yep.
It's kind of hard for me to stop and
Shift gears.
yeah, yeah. I'm having way too much fun with all of this. I keep thinking, okay, I'm going to take a break from the pattern designing. And then
Yep.
I'm like, but I want this in my wardrobe. So, and if I'm
Yep.
going to make
Oh,
it for myself,
absolutely.
I might as well make an entire pattern.
Yep.
And
Yep. No, that's
because
great.
they're one and the same, of course,
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you're extremely talented and creative because
Oh, thank you.
be able to do these patterns that it seems like you just put them out. It's like, oh, I decided to put out another pattern. It's like, how? Like, my brain just does not think like that.
Oh,
So, yeah, you do a great job with that.
thank
So
you.
that's
Thank you.
definitely a talent. So, yes,
My
definitely, definitely.
family is a family of artists.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, it's just what we all,
Yeah.
every single last one of us are,
Wow. Okay. Well, great.
yeah, artists of some sort.
Okay.
But um, yeah, I couldn't imagine being any other way. It's how we've always been.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, like I said, the knitting has become, as my kids would say, it's an obsession, mom. That's all you
Oh,
do is knit. I'm
uh
like,
huh.
no, I
Yep.
do other things.
I don't.
But
I
yeah,
told Sean the other day. I said I think my rear end is gonna become flat because I'm always sitting and knitting.
yep,
It's just gonna become a flat board.
absolutely. No, my daughter will call me. She'll leave, and then she'll call and she'll say, she'll when she leaves. A lot of times it's really early, and so I'm still in bed, usually awake, but in bed, and she won't come bother me. And she'll call and she'll say, "So you're awake? So you're knitting?" And I'm like,
Yep.
"Yeah, I am."
Yep. How'd you know? Before I do anything, I make my bed, I brush my teeth, and then I
Yep.
sit in my chair in my bedroom and I start knitting.
Yep,
That's
that's me.
how I wake up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think that's, it's kind of funny that you say that because I'm a coffee drinker and I could drink 2 or 3 cups, in the morning when I would get up, and now I barely finish a cup because I'm
Mhm.
so it's the knitting. I'm like, "Well, this is my coffee. It gets
Yep.
me going." So
Yep. That's
I don't have to have 2
exactly
cups of
right.
coffee.
Uh-huh. This is so much better than coffee anyway.
Yes, exactly. So I'm
And
totally good with that.
you get something pretty on the other side of it. You don't get anything pretty with
That's right.
coffee.
Yes, that's right. So
That is awesome.
yes. Well, I'm
Well,
glad that everyone joined and
yeah.
that continue to let us know, or if you have pattern suggestions for vests,
I
drop
want
them in the
to hear
comments there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
definitely want to hear what everybody's casting on
yeah, for
and
sure.
plans on knitting, because obviously, like I said, I'm rather boring. I think I have one cabled vest picked out, the Esther vest.
Oh yeah.
And other than that, everything is just stop. And then the Friday slip over, I think I
Okay.
want to make that. I just need to decide if I want a V-neck or a crew neck. How
Yeah.
many do you think you'll get done?
I'm hoping 3.
That's kind of what I'm
So, yeah,
hoping.
I definitely will get through 2, but I'm hoping 3.
Yeah.
So we will see about that. But again, just as a reminder for everyone, we will be looking over on watching Instagram, and I will definitely put some stuff on my stories about different prizes, and we'll pull periodically. And we can go ahead if you want. We can use the Festival 2023 Cal. So
Yes.
if you that will be the hashtag for us, and then
Okay.
I'll get the Ravelry page going as well.
Oh, thank
So
you, Ruth.
thank you,
We are
thank
so
you.
happy to have you here
Yes, we are. So and then maybe I'll pop onto Instagram or something and do a live at some point. So
for Three Best as well. Yeah, I
3, okay,
six
Claudia.
weeks. I think 6 weeks is doable. I mean,
Yes, yes,
that gives you
yeah,
plenty of time
it
and
does.
yeah. I mean, I'm
Investing it up quickly.
working on huh?
They've invested it up quickly, so
They do. I think that's
yeah,
one of the reasons why I'm so obsessed with
yeah,
them.
yeah. They're definitely satisfying.
Yeah,
So you get something at the end, a product at the end very quickly. So that's
yeah.
a good thing. So yeah, I think that'll be great. And Claudia and I, just to share, we did a swap last Christmas for minis through Carla Knits,
Uh-huh.
CB Crafty Girl. I think she is on Instagram.
Okay.
She does a mini swap every year at the
Uh-huh.
holidays. So you do, it's just like doing Advent. So we just, whatever you have in your stash for fingering weight yarns, you do 12 days. And so Claudia and I were partners last year. So that's
Oh,
how I know Claudia.
fun.
And yes, and we've just remained friendly. And we actually did some WhatsApp knit and chats. So yes.
Oh,
So, and
nice.
Claudia has great, great work. She's got some fabulous stuff. It's like she spits out sweaters, and I'm like, she's already completed another sweater. I barely finished the first one. So yeah, so she's definitely gets those sweaters out. So I'm sure she'll get 3 vests done for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
she
before
won't
I
have a
started
problem with that.
well,
So
good. I'm excited to see
yes.
everybody's. I'm excited to be inspired by, like I said, other patterns. I tend
Yep.
to just go to the same
Yep.
designers or make my own or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yeah.
so I'm kind of excited to see. And I would like to see, like you said, if there's a color work. I know that I'm
Yeah.
wanting to do Michelle of my so-called handmade life. She
Uh-huh.
is doing a famous knit along. I'll be knitting the Matthews vest. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, okay.
Always feel oh, she misses your knit chat.
I do too, Claudia.
But she's doing a famous knitwear. What is your name on Instagram? It's
Instagram,
Yo
it's
Yarn.
yo underscore yarn girl.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
We so anyway, long story short, I think I want to make. Do you know? Did you ever watch Wednesday? Wednesday Adams, the TV show.
Uh-uh.
Okay, well, she has a vest in there, and it is black and white checkerboard, and I
Okay.
think I want to try to get that done as well because I
Well,
think that
that'll
would
be
be,
nice.
yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
speaking of color work, uh,
Yes.
that one's kind of in Tarja. I would like to find an actual color work,
Yeah.
branded color work vest.
In Charja just scares me.
Does it?
Yes.
It's
I'm
not
like,
hard.
I will do the color work, but in Tarja just scare, and I don't know why because I've not had any bad experience with it. I've never done it.
Yeah.
And occasionally I'll, Marley Bird does a lot with Intarsia. So I'll look at some of her videos with Intarsia and I'm like, she makes it look so easy, but that's a trick. Not that easy.
I think it depends on how detailed
Yeah.
the design is. It can be hard to keep it tidy looking because
Yeah.
you're constantly twisting the yarns.
Okay.
But the intarsia that I've done, it's just been simple squares, rectangles, and I haven't, but I'm not into intricate designs anyway. Like I said, just give me my
Right,
size.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm happy, but
Yeah.
um,
Well, and I mean, I guess because I've seen, I've looked at some of the patterns and I've looked at some YouTube videos, and I guess you can take the different yarns and you just put them on like the floss
yeah,
with cards, and that's how you have it throughout the.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I've just always like, oh yeah, no, 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 no,
yeah.
no.
Well, I don't even like helical knitting, but
Yeah, that's
I'm
that's hard for me too.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't care for very busy yarns. I prefer solid yarns.
Right.
So, buying big box store yarns, I generally
Yeah.
don't have to deal with that. But
Yep.
on occasion, when I have to, I
Yeah.
won't even do it the whole time. I'll do like one skein to a certain point until I've got like maybe 10% left. Then I'll
Okay.
helical knit until that one runs out with the
Okay.
next skein. So I just blend them.
Oh wow.
I mean,
Okay.
that's how
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
I cannot stand helical knitting.
Well, and I'm going to tell you as far as you know, because yeah, I'm not the helical knitting thing is not for me, but I'm kind of like, I think Andrea Mallory talks about it too, and she's like, as long as you know, like if you're using hand dyed yarns
Uh,
and I don't alternate skeins very often.
yeah.
So I don't know if you do that with any of your solid colors. I
Oh,
guess I'm prepared to like whatever the consequence is. So I'll just knit,
I
knit,
will
knit, and then
accept
change to the
happily.
next skein.
Well,
So
like I said, if I'm doing hand dyed, I will mix it right there towards the end of the first one,
yeah,
the beginning of the second one, so on and
yep,
so forth. But
and
yeah,
that's how I've done. Yeah.
but if it's a solid, no, I'm not blending at all, I promise.
Okay. It looks like I was just looking. It looks like Carla. It looks like you found me on Instagram. So
Oh, good.
yes.
Good.
So good deal. But yes. So well, yeah, I'll definitely, like I said, I'll have the Ravelry group going as well. So if people want to chat over there, they can separately.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then definitely share with us on Instagram so we can see what you are knitting. And if there's any crocheters in here or
yeah,
weavers or whatever, just make because it's definitely a Mal. I have Cal on there, but you can do crochet, you can do the weaving, you can do the
yeah.
knitting. Anything is acceptable. So we want to
This is
see
just for the
all
fun of it.
fiber stuff.
Yes,
Yes, it's
yes.
just
This
for the fun, and so we can see lots of fun things. I really want to. Have you ever knit with a sequin type yarn or
No,
beads?
I have been wanting to.
Okay, yeah, because I would love to do. I don't know. I just have this vision. As you say, like I'm kind of you want just classic stuff, but I just see like a red kind of not all sequined up, but just a few sequins throughout
Mhm.
for a vest
Yeah.
with black wool pants for the holidays. So I really want to see something like that. But again, I haven't knit with any type of yarn like that. So I
Yeah.
just don't know. I haven't even really ventured into the slub yarns. So I don't know
I'm
if
not
you've
a
used those.
slub yarn person.
Yeah.
Again, I just anything that starts getting too non-traditional,
Yep.
I tend to shy
Fussy.
away from. It's so
Yep.
funny.
Yeah, it's a little fussy. So,
Give me
and
my
I know
boring
like
stuff.
yeah, Chelsea dyes the slub yarn, and
Yeah.
I think Shayna Billows does a lot of stuff for her.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I agree, Claudia. I cannot stand
Yep.
the pool. That's
Yeah.
why I will not do variegated. If I
Yeah.
do hand dyed, I don't do
Yeah.
speckle. I'll do the tonal, and that's about it.
Yeah. Yep.
But
No, I
yes,
get it.
Chelsea does
So,
have, Christina. Christina, right?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Claudia?
No, I was talking about,
Oh,
sorry, Chelsea
yes, Christina. Yes.
Christina, yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
has had a
But
podcast out. She does her yearly Christmas ones, and
yes, she does her vlog. She did a vlog right before Rhinebeck.
oh,
She
did
and her
she? I'll
husband,
go look
they
at
did a little bit of she's been doing more vlog style,
it. Okay.
kind of like, she might be Christina too, Homespun House.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is she Christina as well?
Can't remember.
I'm thinking she's Christina as well.
Yeah,
But they've been doing more vlog
yeah,
than a podcast. So, and then of course Chelsea she'll do her vlogmas. So
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited about Vlogmas. We'll see if I am able to
I tried it
keep
2
up.
years in a row, and I said, "Nope, it's not for me." I just can't
Yeah.
commit, obviously.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I tell people I'm kind of boring, so there's not a whole lot to share. And then by the time I think about it, it's like, oh, I just baked a bunch of stuff. Well, I forgot to film it, so it's not going on a vlog this time.
That is me. I just live life and don't think to document every little
Well,
thing that
that's
I
yeah.
do.
So, it's just like, oh, I didn't document that, and then I'll think to do some things, but then that's for me. It's like, well, it's not enough. Like I
Yeah,
need to have something every single day, and then
yeah.
it's like, no, you don't. Like who's like it's your rules.
Exactly,
So, but
exactly.
I will try to do Vlogmas this year, and
Well, I do
yes,
enjoy watching your Vlogmas,
well,
and,
thank you.
I enjoyed attempting it, but I just realized that that was
Yeah,
not my
yeah.
forte. I do
It's
well with the
definitely a
podcast.
lot of work.
It is a
Yeah, it's a lot of
lot
work. I mean,
of work.
podcasting's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're thinking about editing and, you got to write a few notes. A
Mm.
lot of times I do my podcasting no notes at all. But it's for me, I just feel a lot more focused when
Uh,
I do have some notes, even if I don't refer to them, because
Hi.
I'm
Well, hello
hello.
there, fairy. That's my daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, hi. So, and she seems like she's into the crochet. Crochet or knitting? Is she doing
Knitting,
knitting?
knitting,
Knitting,
yeah.
yeah. So you're getting her started. My daughter wants to learn, but
Oh,
Christy, I can't. I just don't have the patience.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't.
Yeah, fortunately, Fairy picked it up really, really fast.
Well,
Um,
good.
she's just not as into it as we are, but
Okay.
I'm sure one
One day you
day,
will be.
yeah, I'm sure one day it'll, because again, she's very,
Yeah.
very, very artistic. She got
Yeah.
my side of the family 1000%.
Yep.
She does artwork for YouTubers and
Nice. Nice.
streamers and stuff. So
Yeah.
she's busy with that kind of stuff right now. But
Yeah.
I know once, she gets a little
Yeah.
older and life slows down,
Yep.
she'll pick it up.
Yes, she will. She'll be
Yeah.
like, hey, yeah, that'll be her coffee.
Yes.
No, my daughter wants, and she's super supportive of my knitting.
That's awesome.
So, and I think I talked on one podcast. She has Asperger's, so she's
Yes.
on the autistic spectrum. So, for me, it's like every day is a fun day with her. But I'm just like Danielle. I don't think I can. She's like, well, I would like to learn, and I'm like, I know you would, but I'm not the one.
What about crochet? That would be a lot easier.
Well, I thought about crochet, but because I guess I'm not a crocheter, so I'm like, okay, well, I can't help you with that. And I told her, I said, I'm happy to sign you up for some classes. We have
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
one nice thing here. We've got tons of local yarn shops near us. So we will go
Yep.
occasionally.
Cast
There
on the
you
joy
go, the
and the
holiday slipover.
oh,
Nice.
knitting her first scarf. Oh,
Wow, nice.
yay.
Very nice.
Yay.
So yeah, so I thought about the crochet. I'm thinking knitting might be easier for her.
You do?
But yeah, but I just know for me, and I said I just need to sit down with her because I knit all the time. It's not like it's taking me away from something. I'm usually sitting and knitting. So I
Yeah,
said I just need to let her sit with me and try an easy pattern
yeah.
and see how it goes, and just know like there's no pressure. Like if she makes some, she makes something. If she doesn't, she doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I can't,
yeah,
like, well, she's gotta get it made, and if, I've gotta show people, it's like, "No, this is just for she and I," because
exactly.
she does love spending time with me, and
Yeah,
so it would be an opportunity for us to be able to spend some time together with that, so I said, "Yeah," and
absolutely.
I do kinda want her to have an outlet, just something that she can do,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think that crochet or knitting would be a fun thing for her to do as an outlet. So,
Absolutely. I think everybody needs that
yeah.
something in their life. And she
Yep.
has a job, right? She works.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Listen.
she actually, works, well, now she's actually gone into the school system, but she had been working as in a daycare.
Oh,
Mm.
nice. Fairy was just saying she does want to pick up the knitting more, but she does. She has school and she has
Yeah,
her side business. And so, yeah,
yeah,
she has a lot
yeah.
going
It's a
on.
lot,
It
but
is.
yeah, as you said,
School
as
first.
life slows down.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure, for
Yep.
sure. So,
Well, that's nice. I do think it would be something fun to. I mean, I know I enjoy when Fairy comes in there and knits with
Yeah.
me, and we just, get that time
Yep.
to chat or whatever. It does
Yep.
create that closeness and just
Yeah.
something
Absolutely.
different to the relationship. So
It
hopefully,
does.
like you
Yes.
said, maybe some classes if she'll take some
Yeah.
classes,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you.
Because I think once she does that, somebody that maybe has more patience than me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and turn her on to, Very Pink Knits. I'm trying to think of her name.
Yeah.
What is her name?
Um, and I just watched her this morning on for
Did
something.
you Oh, she is just
Yep.
amazing.
Stacy.
Stacy, yes,
Stacy Perry.
yes. Yeah, she's amazing. So maybe with a
She
couple
is.
classes and,
Yeah. Yeah.
some, YouTube videos, she could pick
Absolutely.
it up. So
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least enough to, like I said, just be able to sit and enjoy the time. And
Yep. Yep.
yep,
Even
yep, Ruth
yes,
got it.
Stacy is
Stacy,
it.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Yes. Even if, like you said, if it's just stockinette and she does a scarf here and there,
Yeah.
it's
Or
better than
she could
nothing.
just do a
So,
garter
and yeah.
scarf,
Yeah. Yeah.
if
So,
that's easier.
yep. Absolutely. For sure. For sure.
Yep.
Yes. But I think I
Well,
got my
you got your
start.
cast, so
So,
now you get to go back and
yes.
count.
Yes. Exactly.
Just keep
Yes.
casting on. You'll have a couple of
Yep.
thousand stitches.
It's like, well, I got enough to do two. Do two at a time.
Right?
Yes, yes. I love that color, that pink.
You know what? It's not showing, it's showing up a lot oranger. It's actually just a neon pink. I don't know why it's showing up so orange. It's more of a
Okay. It
purple.
shows up pink to me. I see it as
Does
pink.
it? It
Yeah,
looks
it's
more
definitely
like
showing up pink.
a warm pink, but yeah, it
Yeah.
is something I bought a long time ago, and it is so intense that it is like it will wake you up just looking at it.
Yeah.
But I thought for the vest, and I'm doing the V-neck version of the weekend
Right.
with a crisp, freshly starched white blouse, and
Oh my gosh, that was great.
yeah, did the pink? Yes, it did.
Yeah. Yes.
It is a
But I love
blinding. But I just thought that and some jeans and my
yeah.
white, I'm sorry, my black shoes. I don't know why I can never think of the name of my shoes. But
Is
anyway,
it
I
Doc
thought,
Martin?
yes, Doc Martens.
Is it
Yeah,
Doc Martin
yeah,
boots?
yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I forget them all the time. I don't know why. But
Hey, that's me. I walk in a room and I don't know what I came in there for, and I leave and it's like, oh, I know
I
what
have
I
to leave and come back in.
yes. Yes. So I just said I need to get some Doc Martens. So my husband
Oh,
talks about this all the time. He's like, "This is my favorite shoe. It's lasted me forever."
hmm.
So
Yep.
yeah.
And I
So
have the little T-strap Mary Janes. No, not
okay. Yeah.
the regular Mary Janes.
Okay. Yeah.
And so my socks and everything show with them versus
Right. Right.
boots, and I
Nice.
love having
Yes.
the little
Yep.
socks showing.
Yep. Yep. No,
It's
that's definitely yeah. And I want to do some more of the your worsted weight sock this Christmas.
yes.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I just had them on the other day because we've already had our first snow.
You really?
7.6 inches.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Last Saturday,
gosh.
Sunday, maybe. Yeah. It got really cold. It's in the 60s now. And yesterday for trick or treaters, it was decent. It's cool. But yeah, it was early. And when I shouldn't say it was early, because typically they say Colorado can get that. But yeah, it was definitely, I think, they kept saying we were getting it, but I don't think people were prepared. So,
Yeah,
but
they didn't really believe it. Yeah.
correct. But it came and it just kept coming down, and it was kind of an off and on for the two
Or
days.
yeah.
But yes, so yeah, so I'm definitely back into the socks.
Oh my gosh, I cannot
Yeah,
imagine. I
yeah.
know when I
The
talk to my
nice thing though is it snows and typically the next day it's melted. Now
really?
last year we didn't have that because it got so cold here. And
Yeah,
so the snow stayed and stayed and stayed. But
yeah.
that's the one thing I do like about the weather here. That's different.
Yeah, I could not.
I said this when I left Indiana. That was part of why we left Indiana.
We're first vest.
Um,
Um, for a first vest, honestly, I would, me being me, I would just keep it simple. I know that I've made a lot of
Yeah.
Thea vests. Those are really
Mhm.
fun and simple.
Yep.
Um, and again, any of
This one
the
is easy. I'm gonna tell you, even though
that
I was
looks
a
like
little bit confused on the construction of it, and this is a free pattern, so I mean, she could
no.
definitely pick this one up. But it's the by Maker Maker, and it's the See My Vest, and it's bulky, so it knits up super quick, and
Yeah,
it's really really easy. So it's a top down construction. You start with the back, and then you do the front left panel and front right, and then you just join them and
yeah,
uh,
that would
add
probably
stitches in
be
here. So you're adding some stitches in there with just a
yeah.
backward loop cast on, and then
Uh-huh.
you just knit, knit, knit.
Yeah,
So, and, we'll obviously I'll go back and pick up the stitches here, but
uh-huh.
I think this would be really, really easy because it's bulky weight. So it's
Yeah,
going to knit up quickly. You're going to see your stitches, but any type of stockinette, to your point, Christy, any
yeah, yeah,
stockinette, just plain.
yeah.
And I'm sure, I don't know because I haven't, and I hear mixed, so I'm not sure, but I'm hearing the petite knit patterns are written very well. So if there's just like a plain stockinette one, I don't know if that would be good for a beginner knitter, but
I
or
would
beginner
recommend
vest knit.
yeah, I would recommend, understand that petite knit writes, you know how I do my patterns? I'm very step by step by step by step.
Yep.
Petite knit writes in paragraphs. It's
Okay.
not done in step by step by step by
So
step. So
that might be hard for first
it
vest.
could be if you're not now if you appreciate the walking through of,
Yeah.
you're getting ready to do this and that and blah blah blah. I'm just a very straightforward.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, every petite knit pattern that I get, I go back and rewrite all of my instructions for my
Okay.
eyes in just bullet points because that's
Yep.
how my brain works. But she
Yep.
is a paragraph designer
Okay.
versus a step by step designer.
Yeah. Now
So,
see, yeah, paragraphs would be difficult for me. I'm kind of like you. I would probably go through and bullet
yeah.
point, which is why I think for me, a lot of times, Christy, I don't read through patterns
Mhm.
fully because A, my
It's
brain
too
is Lisa, let's get started and let's
uh-huh.
get this party moving.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I'm just like, what's the next step? What's the next step?
Yeah, yeah. I don't need all of the little fluff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I'm
that is so funny that you say that because I tell people even at work, I'm like, I'm right to the point. Okay.
me
I'm not
too.
I have it in me to do fluff if I need to,
Yeah.
but I'm right
Yeah.
to the point.
Yeah. I want the meat of it and I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have interest. It's so funny when I read books. I'm a row by row
Yes.
pattern.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Absolutely.
that's definitely me. And I sometimes I feel like, am I doing a disservice with my patterns to people because I'm not hand holding? I'm
Yeah, but
telling you
no.
exactly what needs to be done,
Right.
but
Yep.
I'm not going into great detail of,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No.
don't
And
know. I guess there's
that's
something out there for everyone.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, but there's a lot of, I would search for her, I would search Ravelry even, but I think, like I said, I think the ones that we've mentioned would be easy.
Yeah.
And
I think the
yeah,
one
I
that
think,
you just showed would
yeah.
probably be great because
Yeah.
it is a bulkier weight, it's a heavier
Yeah.
weight yarn. You can
Yep.
get through it quickly, not feel like you've spent a lot of time.
Yep.
If you don't like it, it's
Yep. You
not
can
the
pull it
end of the
out and start.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, it went it's going very, very quickly. So I can't wait to get it finished and wear it because I definitely will wear it. I'm not big into bulky, but I do like this. And I'm thinking that probably I will have some vests. This will be more of just kick around on Saturday, jump up, go run some errands, and I'll throw
Yeah.
in a bulky vest like this.
Yeah.
I'm more of the fingering weight would be for me for work because I do have to wear business attire. So
Yeah.
I can wear it under a blazer. I can wear it separately with a button down and some dress pants, and I can get away with that at work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me, for this would be more of just a Saturday, Sunday kick around, run to
I
the grocery store, that kind of thing.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've done 3, getting ready to do another of the holiday slipover, which
Right.
is really bulky. Uh,
Yes.
that one knits up really fast too. And once
Yeah.
again, that is a petite knit pattern. I literally can make that in 2 days, no problem.
Wow. Yeah,
It
that's
is
great.
super fast.
Yeah.
So, and
What
and
yarn have you been using for that, Christine?
I've been using the Lion Brand Hue and Knee.
Okay. And I
Um,
thought that's what you yeah. And I have not used that. I went to use it because I made A Friend to Friend by Leslie Friend.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
I've been
And
wanting to make
she
one of those from.
uses that's what
Mhm.
she uses. And so I said I need to go into Joann's and get some of
Yeah,
that. But maybe I'll do that because I do want to make that slip over vest.
yeah,
So maybe I'll just use that yarn. And that's the nice thing with some of the patterns like that, that you can go and get a more economical yarn.
mhm,
And so if it doesn't work out, you haven't
exactly.
invested a lot of money and time because it knits up so quickly.
Yeah,
So that's the beauty of that. And that's what, like this for me. It was like, you know what? I had some bulky knit picks in my stash,
uh-huh,
and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to quickly use that up. So there's no need
absolutely.
to go buy anymore. So, but I thought about the Hue and Me for the next bulky one that I do. So, and I
Yeah,
love that. It's like a terracotta clay kind of color that she
yes,
has. I love
yes,
that color.
yeah. The whole entire color collection is beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm getting
Okay.
ready to do the wolf color next. And now
Okay.
that I'm talking about it, I may have to cast that on here soon too.
Just another one
3
to
petite
the
knit
list,
vests
Christy.
going at once, and I think I'm going to make another of the R&R, while everybody else is testing.
Making it okay.
Make
Yeah.
another
That'll be
one as well, because the
okay.
one that I made is for fairy. So I'd like
Okay.
to make one for myself. So,
Yes, exactly, exactly. So,
can I get a few more hours in my day? Just a few.
mhm. I know. That's what I well, it's funny because when I do come in from work, if I come in like I'm at work towards the end of my day, Christy already thinking about, so am I awake enough that I could go home and knit at least a few rounds and
Uh-huh.
not start losing my stitches because I'm tired. So I'm worried about getting home to knit, and other people like, I can't wait to go home to get in bed.
So many
Well, that's what we do.
That's what
And
we
I'm worried
do.
about coming in to get some rounds in on my knitting. And, I'll come in and I'm downstairs and I'm thinking, do I go upstairs and get in bed or do I stay up for a little bit
You
longer?
you stay up a little bit longer.
Yeah,
Of
I
course you
sure
do.
do. I sure do. So, yes, definitely. It's a part of my day. It
Yeah.
begins my day and ends my day.
It does mine
So,
too. And like
yeah,
I said, when I'm not working outside the house,
yeah,
I'm knitting. That's how I
yep,
get so much done is
yep,
because I knit all day long
yeah.
every day.
If I could do that all day, I would just yeah. Most and
Be
my
in
days
heaven.
off, I do spend a lot of my days off knitting. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make an effort now to get up and do something other than knitting because I know people are like, "So, what'd you do on your days off?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Were you knitting? Because I saw you post something." So
Why
I am
would we
trying to
do
make an
anything else
effort.
other than knit? It's what
Right.
makes us happy.
Exactly. So, and said my husband and I, we have been doing some hiking and we'd like to do some camping. So I said, I'll definitely, but of course I was like, well, I can bring that with me.
Absolutely. We can knit and
So,
hike and knit and
yep,
camp.
yep. So, and I told him definitely for the camping, I actually would love
Yeah.
that because we can just sit around and I can
Mhm.
knit and he can
Exactly.
fish or do whatever. I don't care, but I can knit.
Yeah,
So,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So
Well, and
I'm
it's
good with
easy
that.
to still carry on conversations and still be
Yep.
a part of what's going on around you.
Yep.
So it's not
Yeah.
like with sewing, you're
Yeah.
stuck in the room, you're
Yep.
sewing, you can't do anything else.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got sharp objects that
Yes.
you could harm yourself with if you're not
Exactly.
paying attention.
Yep.
But like I said, the knitting, there's very little mess with it.
Yep.
Though I say that, and I'm surrounded by A sea
I
of
know
living.
that's me. I said, well, that's why I came up to my loft because I'm like, I can't do this in my office. I've got bags all over the floor. I've got yarn everywhere, and I'm gonna clean my. I'm planning to clean my office out, but I said, well, I don't have time to do that, so I'm gonna go do this upstairs, and I'll throw everything back in my office,
Yeah,
and I'll
yeah.
jump on my flight today. So, and I'll
Are
deal with
you
it when I
flying
get
out
back.
today?
Yes.
Are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we won't keep you any longer.
Yeah.
You've got to go get
So
ready for Chicago. How long are
yeah,
you
which
gonna
will
be
be
there?
cold.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
it'll be
long?
cold.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. How long are you going to be there?
I'll be there through Friday.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah. My daughter kept saying, "Well, when are you, how?" I said, "I'm only going to be gone a couple days, Danielle. Just calm down. Like, take a deep
Oh,
breath."
yeah, yeah. She doesn't like it when
So,
mama leaves.
no,
Yeah.
no, not at all. So yeah,
Well,
she's my
you are
girl.
my lifeline. You are, yeah,
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 she's my girl. So yeah. So actually, both my kids are that way, but my son is a little more independent. But
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I tell people, no, he definitely is into his mama. So
Uh-huh. Yep, I've got
yeah,
mama kids. I know.
yep,
My
yep,
oldest is definitely a mama's boy, big
yep,
time, and
yep.
my other two are as well. Don't you think?
Yeah.
She's still waking up. She's like her mama's. We stay up late reading, don't we?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we will let you go so you can
All
go
right.
get
Well, this
ready for
was
your
so much
flight.
fun.
I love it. I definitely
Yes.
doing lives with someone else. It's just so nice to have that back
It
and forth
is.
conversation.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Yes, for sure. Well, thank you. Thanks,
absolutely.
everybody, for joining
Yeah,
us. Share your vests with us over on
definitely.
Instagram and in the Ravelry group. So, yes, it'll be a lot of fun and be ready for prizes.
Yes, yay.
So, yeah, 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 yay. All right. Well, I will talk to you later and you take it easy. Happy making, everybody. Thank
Happy making.
you.
All
All
right,
right.
bye.
Bye.